January 31st isn't just another Friday. This is what astrologers have been calling the Venus Jackpot, a rare moment when the universe opens a door for massive expansion in love and money. And I mean massive. But here's the thing, and I really need you to hear this. There's a twist. This isn't straightforward luck. This isn't just wake up and everything's perfect. There's a very specific adjustment you need to make to actually access this energy. And if you don't understand what that adjustment is, you might completely miss the opportunity. Now, if you've been feeling like something's been pulling at you lately, like you're being drawn towards something, but you can't quite figure out what it is, stay with me on this one. There's a very specific reason that's happening, and I'm going to break it down for you later in this video. But first, I need to explain what's actually happening tomorrow, because the Venus Jackpot isn't just one thing. It's a perfect storm of cosmic events that have been building all month long, and the energy is already here. You're probably already feeling it. The setup, why this month has felt so intense. So let's back up for a second. January has been a wild ride, right? The month started incredibly heavy. We had this massive pileup of planets in Capricorn, the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, all stacked up in this super serious structured energy. And that created this pressure cooker environment where a lot of us felt like we were being forced to face reality. Hard truths, financial decisions, relationship assessments. And honestly, I felt it. That first week of January, it was like the universe was saying, okay, what are you actually building here? What's real? What matters? It wasn't comfortable, but it was necessary. Because I think what happened in that Capricorn phase was setting the foundation for what's coming tomorrow. Then, mid-month, everything shifted. Venus moved into Aquarius on January 17th, and almost immediately Venus met up with Pluto. That was January 19th. And if you felt something intense around that time, a sudden urge to let go of something, a shift in what you value, maybe even a transformation in a relationship, that was the Venus-Pluto conjunction doing its thing. I believe that moment was a purge. It was clearing out the old value system to make space for what's coming, because you can't receive the Venus jackpot if you're still holding on to scarcity, fear, or toxic relationship patterns. Does that make sense? And then the Sun and Mercury followed Venus into Aquarius, then Mars. By late January, the entire sky flipped from heavy Earth energy to electric air energy. And that's when things started accelerating. The pace picked up. Ideas started flowing. The future started calling. And if that wasn't enough, on January 26th, Neptune entered Aries. This is huge. Neptune hasn't been in Aries since the 1860s. This is a generational shift. And what it means is that the energy of this Venus jackpot isn't happening in the old Piscean dream world. It's happening in the new Aries warrior world, and that changes everything. What is the Venus jackpot, and why tomorrow? Alright, so here's what's actually happening tomorrow. Venus, the planet of love, beauty and money, is in Aquarius. Jupiter, the planet of expansion, luck and abundance, is in Cancer. And tomorrow, these two planets form what's called a quincunx. That's a 150-degree angle between them. Now here's where it gets interesting. The moon is also involved. Tomorrow, the moon moves through Cancer and meets up with Jupiter. And when the moon conjuncts Jupiter, that's traditionally one of the most auspicious aspects in astrology. It's like a cosmic green light for good fortune, emotional fulfillment and wealth. So you've got Venus, what you desire, connecting to Jupiter, massive expansion, while the moon, your emotions and body, amplifies the whole thing. That's the jackpot. But, and this is the critical part, the aspect between Venus and Jupiter isn't an easy flowing trine, it's a quincunx. And a quincunx is an aspect of adjustment. It's an aspect that says, you can have this, but you need to make it fit. And that's the twist I keep talking about. The abundance is real, the opportunity is real, but it's coming in a form that requires you to stretch, to adjust, to integrate two parts of yourself that don't naturally go together. The twist, Aquarius versus Cancer, freedom versus security. So let me explain what this adjustment actually looks like. Venus in Aquarius wants freedom, innovation, the future, independence. It's the energy of, I need space to be myself. I need to break the rules. I need to connect with my community and explore new ideas. Jupiter in Cancer wants security, home, the past, belonging. It's the energy of I need to feel safe, I need emotional depth, I need roots and family and a sense of home. Do you see the tension here? These are two completely different needs, and tomorrow the universe is offering you a huge opportunity, but it's requiring you to hold both of these truths at the same time. And here's where most people get tripped up. They think they have to choose. They think it's either freedom or security, either innovation or tradition, either the future or the past. But the jackpot, the real luck, is unlocked when you find a way to have both. And honestly, this was a big realization for me, because I've been feeling this tension all month. Part of me wants to move forward, try new things, break out of my comfort zone. But another part of me is craving stability, emotional connection, a sense of home, and I think what tomorrow is asking us to do is stop seeing those as opposites. How this shows up in love, the relationship jackpot. Alright, let's get specific. How does this Venus jackpot actually show up in your love life? For singles, I think tomorrow brings a very specific type of opportunity. You might meet someone or reconnect with someone who creates an instant feeling of safety and familiarity. Like you just met them, but it feels like coming home. That's the Jupiter in Cancer energy. That's the moon conjunct Jupiter. But here's the twist. This person is probably not your usual type. They might be someone from your friend group, someone you meet through a community or social network, or someone who's just completely different from what you normally go for. That's the Venus in Aquarius part. And the adjustment you need to make is this. Can you let someone feel like home even if they don't fit your mental checklist? Can you allow emotional depth with someone who also gives you space and freedom? Because I really believe the universe is bringing people together right now who can offer both. But if you're stuck in old patterns, if you're only attracted to the bad boy or the safe choice, you might miss it. For people already in relationships, tomorrow's energy is about domestic innovation. It's about bringing something new into your home life. Maybe that's hosting a gathering, redecorating together, or using technology to enhance your connection. The tension might come from one person wanting to nest and the other wanting to socialize. And the solution is to blend those needs instead of fighting about them. And if you've been feeling emotionally distant from your partner lately, like you're intellectually connected but not emotionally connected, or vice versa, tomorrow is a huge opportunity to bridge that gap. But you have to be willing to voice what you need without demanding they fix it immediately. Does that resonate? How this shows up in money, the financial jackpot. Now let's talk money, because this is where the Venus jackpot can really deliver. Jupiter in Cancer traditionally rules real estate, food, hospitality, silver, anything related to home and comfort. Venus in Aquarius rules technology, innovation, the digital economy, anything futuristic and cutting edge. So the financial opportunity tomorrow isn't crypto or real estate. It's crypto and real estate. It's not innovation or tradition. It's finding a way to use innovation to secure tradition. And what that might look like is investing in property technology, modernizing a family business, or using digital profits to buy tangible assets. It might look like taking an inheritance or savings, Jupiter in Cancer, and investing it in something forward-thinking, Venus in Aquarius. Here's something really interesting that I learned while researching this. Jupiter is retrograde right now, and when Jupiter is retrograde during a luck aspect like this, the money often isn't new money, it's recovered money. It could be a return on a past investment, finding value in something you already own, or even an inheritance. So if you've been sitting on something, whether that's an old investment, a vintage item, a family heirloom, tomorrow might be the day you see its true value by looking at it through a modern lens. But here's the twist. The adjustment you need to make is about your values. Maybe you have very modern, progressive values about money, sustainability, ethical investing, cryptocurrency. But the opportunity coming in is more traditional: real estate, family money, physical assets. Can you take the traditional resource and use it in an innovative way? Or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe you've been very conservative with money, very focused on security, but the opportunity requires you to take a risk on something new. Can you use your solid foundation to leap into the future? The jackpot is there, but it requires you to stretch beyond your comfort zone. The moon, your emotional trigger point. Now, I want to talk about why tomorrow specifically is so powerful. It's because of the moon. The moon moves fast. It changes signs every 2.5 days. And tomorrow, the moon is in Cancer, meeting up with Jupiter. And when the moon conjuncts Jupiter, it brings the high-frequency energy of this whole configuration down into your body, into your emotions, into your lived experience. This isn't just an intellectual understanding. This is something you're going to feel in your gut, in your heart, in your body. Some of you might wake up tomorrow with this overwhelming sense of possibility, like something huge is about to happen. Others might feel waves of emotion, nostalgia, longing, a deep desire for connection or security. And if that's you, don't push it away. That feeling is the key. Because I think what the moon is doing is showing you what you actually need, not what you think you should want, not what looks good on paper, but what your soul is actually craving. And here's where the magic happens. If you can be honest about that emotional need, the Cancer part, while staying open to unconventional solutions, the Aquarius part, the jackpot unlocks. Maybe what you need is emotional security, but the way you get it is through a non-traditional relationship structure. Maybe what you need is financial stability, but the path to it is through a creative or technological venture. Maybe what you need is a sense of home, but you have to build it in a new place or a new way. The moon is asking you to feel it first, then figure out the logistics. What you've been feeling, the pull towards something. Remember at the beginning when I said if you've been feeling pulled towards something, there's a specific reason. This is it. For the past few weeks, as these energies have been building, I think a lot of us have been feeling this strange magnetism, like something is calling us, but we can't quite see what it is yet. It's not a clear message. It's more like a frequency. And if you've been experiencing this, you're not imagining it. What's happening is that your future self, the version of you that exists on the other side of this jackpot, is pulling you forward. And the pull is coming from the Aquarius energy, the vision, the possibility, the upgrade. But what makes it feel confusing is that the path to get there goes through Cancer, through emotion, through vulnerability, through the past. And I think a lot of us resist that. We want to skip straight to the future. We want the innovation without the integration. We want the freedom without doing the emotional work. But that's not how this works. The twist is that you have to go through the feelings to get to the future. You have to honor the past to step into what's next. And honestly, I've been feeling this myself. There's this part of me that wants to leap ahead, try new things, reinvent everything. But there's also this deep need for emotional grounding, for connection, for making sure the foundation is solid before I build higher. And I think tomorrow is the day where those two parts finally get to work together instead of fighting. The adjustment you need to make. All right, so let's get practical. What does the adjustment actually look like? First, I think you need to identify which side of the equation you're more comfortable with. Are you more Aquarius or more Cancer in your natural approach? If you're naturally more Aquarius, if you love freedom, innovation, independence, the adjustment is to let yourself need people. To admit that you crave emotional security even if it feels vulnerable. To allow someone or something to feel like home without seeing it as a cage. If you're naturally more Cancer, if you love security, tradition, emotional depth, the adjustment is to embrace the weird, to try the unconventional approach, to give yourself permission to want freedom and space without feeling guilty about it. And here's the thing that nobody really talks about with quincunx aspects. The adjustment doesn't happen all at once. It's not like you wake up tomorrow and suddenly you're perfectly balanced. It's more like tomorrow opens a door and then you have to walk through it. And walking through it means making small adjustments over the next few weeks. Maybe it's having a conversation you've been avoiding. Maybe it's making a financial decision that feels both exciting and scary. Maybe it's saying yes to something that doesn't make logical sense but feels right in your body. The jackpot isn't automatic. It's available, and you access it by being willing to adjust. Why some people will get this and others won't. I want to be honest with you about something. Not everyone is going to experience this the same way. Some people are going to have massive breakthroughs tomorrow, life-changing moments, and others are going to feel the energy but not know what to do with it. And the difference comes down to this: are you willing to be uncomfortable? Because the quincunx is inherently uncomfortable. It's asking you to hold two truths that don't naturally fit together. And if you're someone who needs everything to make sense, who needs everything to be logical and organized, you might resist this energy. But if you're someone who's willing to experiment, who's willing to say, I don't know how this is going to work, but I'm going to try it anyway, you're going to unlock something incredible. And I think the people who are really going to win tomorrow are the ones who have been doing the work all month, the ones who faced the hard truths during the Capricorn phase, the ones who let go during the Venus-Pluto conjunction, the ones who've been paying attention to the signs and adjusting their course. If that's you, tomorrow is your moment. You've been preparing for this whether you knew it or not. How to prepare for tomorrow? So what should you actually do? How do you prepare for the Venus jackpot? First, I think you need to get clear on what you actually want, not what you think you should want, not what other people want for you, but what your soul is craving right now. And be honest, even if it seems contradictory, even if it doesn't make sense. Second, pay attention to your emotions tomorrow. If you feel a pull towards something, a person, a place, an idea, don't dismiss it just because it's illogical. The moon conjunct Jupiter is bringing you intuitive hits. Your gut is more accurate than your mind right now. Third, be willing to have difficult conversations. The quincunx often brings relationship tension to the surface so it can be resolved. If something needs to be said, tomorrow is the day to say it. But say it from a place of, I need both, rather than, I need you to choose. And finally, take action. Even if it's small, even if it's just symbolic. The energy is moving fast, and if you wait too long, the portal closes. So if you feel called to reach out to someone, do it. If you feel called to make a financial move, research it. If you feel called to make a change, start planning it. The jackpot favors the bold. But bold doesn't mean reckless. It means courageous enough to trust what you're feeling. A personal note, what I'm doing tomorrow. I want to share something personal with you because I think it helps to know that we're all in this together, right? For me, this Venus jackpot is hitting my own chart in a very specific way, and what I've realized is that I've been playing it too safe in certain areas of my life. I've been choosing security over growth, comfort over possibility, and tomorrow feels like the universe giving me permission to do both. So what I'm doing is this. I'm going to spend the morning in quiet reflection, journaling, feeling into what I actually want versus what I think I should want. And then in the afternoon, I'm going to take one concrete action toward the thing that scares me and excites me at the same time. I don't know exactly what that action is yet, but I trust that when tomorrow comes, I'll know. And I think you will too. Because that's what the Venus jackpot is really about. It's not about forcing something to happen. It's about being present enough to recognize the opportunity when it shows up. And then being brave enough to say yes. Final thoughts, the door is opening. So here's what I want you to remember. Tomorrow, January 31st, 2026, is not just another day. This is a cosmic event that's been building all month. All the intensity, all the shifts, all the adjustments you've been making, they've all been leading to this moment. The Venus jackpot is real. The expansion in love and money is available, but it comes with a twist, and the twist is that you have to be willing to integrate parts of yourself that don't naturally go together. You have to want freedom and security, innovation and tradition, the future and the past. And I really believe that the people who can do that, who can hold the paradox, are going to experience something incredible. The door is opening tomorrow, but only for those who are willing to walk through it. All right. If you're still here, thank you so much for watching. Seriously, it means a lot that you stayed with me through all of this. If this resonated with you and you want more content like this, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. And please drop a comment below. I really want to hear what you're feeling going into tomorrow. What are you hoping for? What are you nervous about? I read every single comment, and I love connecting with you all. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.